Hello everyone, welcome to this week's lecture videos. In this week, our topic is technology and operational risk, and we're covering chapter 17 this week. As usual, we have few learning objectives. So we will mostly talk about operational risk, sources of operational risk, how operational risk affects revenues, costs, profitability, and services production for financial institutions. We will also learn about the economies of scale and economies of scope arising from the use of technology. And we will discuss about the impact of technology on the payment systems. And last of all, the regulatory issues associated with operational risk. In this video, I will be talking about the definition of operational risks and sources of operational risk after providing a brief background on operational risk. And the rest of the learning objectives will be discussed in the subsequent videos. So first of all, in the previous weeks of this semester, we have learned about different types of financial risks that arise as financial institutions perform their asset transformation and brokerage function on or off balance sheet. However, financial risk is only one part of a modern financial institution's risk profile. As with regular corporations, financial institutions also have a real or production side to their operations that results in additional costs and revenues. In this chapter, we will learn about the factors that impact the operational returns and risk of financial institutions. And obviously, we will be emphasizing on technology as a major source of operational risk and the importance of optimal management and control of labor, capital, and other input sources and their costs. In particular, well-managed financial institutions can use operational cost savings to increase profits and thus reduce the probability of insolvency. Central to financial institutions' decision-making process is the cost of inputs or factors used to produce services both on and off the balance sheet. Two important factors are labor, for example, tellers, credit assessment staff, business development staff, and capital, for example, buildings, machinery, and furniture. Crucial to the efficient management and combination of these inputs, which results in financial outputs at a lower cost, is technology. Technological innovation has been a major component of financial institutions' growth in recent years. Since the 1980s, banks, insurance companies, and investment companies have sought to improve operational efficiency with major investments in internal and external communications, computers, and an expanded technological infrastructure. Technology and operational risks are closely related and in recent years have caused great concern to financial institutions, managers, and regulators alike. The Bank for International Settlement, BIS, the principal organization of central banks in the major economies of the world, defines operational risks as the risks of direct or indirect loss resulting from inadequate or failed internal processes, people, and systems, or from external events. A number of financial institutions add reputational risk and strategic risk as part of broader definition of reputation, a broader definition of operational risks. Indeed, so significant has operational risk become that BIS stated that as of 2000, banks should be made to carry a capital cushion against losses from these risks. That's why in the last 2-3 decades, financial institutions have invested a huge amount of money in improving their operational features, improving their operational standards so that they can reduce operational risks. And financial institutions have also lost a huge amount of money arising from operational risks. For example, you can see that a research estimate shows that financial institutions have lost over $200 billion due to operational risk since 1980s, and which makes it reasonable that the Basel Committee for Banking Supervision has demanded explicit capital charge against operational risk. We will discuss about the capital charge against operational risk in future weeks. So what are the sources of operational risks? Controlling and reducing operational risks improves the operational efficiency of financial institutions. We will be discussing in the coming videos that improvements in operational efficiency lead to increase in net income, return on asset, and other quantitative measures of financial institutions. There are at least 5 sources of operational risk. For example, technology, employees, customer relationships, capital assets, and external. And you can see a few examples of each of these. Technology, for example, technological failure, employees like human error and internal fraud, customer relationships, for example, contractual disputes, capital assets such as the destruction by a natural disaster, external funds. So these are some examples of operational risk. The first 4 items are internally controllable by financial institutions management, while item 5 is an external risk that is not controllable by a financial institution. Although a financial institution systems can build in security safeguards, giving some but not complete control. Increasingly important to the profitability and riskiness of modern financial institution has been the item number 1, technology. In the next slide, you will find a few other examples of the sources of operational risk, like employee risk, technology risk, customer capital risk, and external risk, and many examples for each of the types of risks. So this is the end of this video. In the subsequent videos, I will be talking about the effect of operational risks on revenues, costs, and services generation by financial institutions. Thank you very much.